This is the Unit 1, the alphabet and grammar of geometry. Preview video 1.6, brain in hand, problem solving, part 2. In through the nose, ready, and sit tall and inhale. Hold for 3. Inhale. Hold. Drop your shoulders. Last time, ready, inhale. Okay. We're in the home stretch. Brain and hand problem solving. Don't forget date, time, location, and a parent or guardian sign off. Please, my friends, do not be distracted by trying to multitask in any way with this. This review page, you are going to get your pencil out and do on your own. Put your finger on the word draw, read aloud, attempt to draw, then restart. Pause the video. All right, welcome back. You should have a drawing in front of you, and at the moment, you should have a red pen getting ready to correct. Ready. It says draw a ray EF intersecting FH at point F. So we have a ray, E is the end point, F, the arrow point. Take care of that. Intersecting a line, FG, same letter, same point. FG, so it is a line, 2 letters. At point F, means it intersects at F. In the same diagram, draw ray EH. E, same letter, same endpoint. E is the endpoint again. H, the arrow point. Trace and sweep. Angle. F, E, H. So F, E, H, trace, and sweep. If you swept with a straight line, that's no big deal. That's just me having a little fun there. If you did everything fabulous, and even if it's just rotated a different way, totally fine. Star smiley. Anything that may be off, you got your endpoints off, write yourself a little note. What do you want to remember and correct it? Okay, recap. Remember, it is not that you understand and then give effort. You give effort and then you understand. You don't understand first and then apply effort. Question is, how do you apply effort when you don't know what to do? And we have 5 things that you can do when you don't know what to do. Number 1, read with 3 body parts 3 times. Number 2, get out your reference booklet. Flip through your reference booklet. See if there's anything that's related to what you're learning. Number 3, you remember, you ask, what do I have? Not what do I need? Squeeze the sponge. That means squeeze out every little piece of information you can out of a diagram. When you're working with equations, equations have 2 sides with an equal sign. And when you're working with equations, go through the process of circling, plugging stuff in, and getting things done. Circle, plug, check. We're going to apply this to a couple problems, and then you have an extra credit problem. I'm going to go through this process on paper with you. Step number one, you put your finger on the paper. Okay, as I track with my finger, I want you to have finger on your paper and out loud read. Okay, that's pass number one. Pass number two. You filter or underline keywords, numbers, and watch out for units. So we're done with this. First, we have a rectangle. It has a longer side. That longer side is 3 times the shorter side. We're given the area is an equal sign, 48, watch out, centimeters squared. Find the perimeter. I like to box my question with a question mark in it. That's 2. Now, again, you're not solving. You're not focused on what you need. That's not where you start. You focus on what you have. So draw. We have a drawing. Label. AB is the longer side. So I'm going to go A, B, counterclockwise, C, D. It's longer side. Length, width. I'm done with this information. I'm done with that information. The length is, that's an equal sign, 3 times the width. So that's simply 3 normal. I mean, you would write 3 times W, but you're used to seeing it just 3W. Area. It's a piece of information we're given. I just lightly shade. I always shade area. And then I focus, what do I want? Perimeter, question mark. Now, do not focus on what you need, the perimeter. Don't look here and ask yourself, how do I find this? That's not where you're focused. You focus on what you have, not with what you need. Because you might not know, how do I find the perimeter? And if you do that, and then your brain gets frozen, then you just kind of go flop. I don't know what to do, so I don't try. You start with what you have, and you make reference to your reference booklet. Let's see. What do we have? Well, we have area, which means if you look in your reference booklet or your previous lesson, you could at least write down the equation for area. Let's see, what else do I have? I know this is 3W and this is W. Let's see what we can do here. See if we can circle, plug, chug something. I circle A for area. Plug that in. Circle length, sacred length. Circle every aspect of the equation. That way you don't get lost and you don't drop pieces of information. Okay, there. You can actually solve for a variable just by circling, plugging, checking. So remember, W plus W equals 2W. W times W equals W squared. Make sure you don't lose track of that. So I have 48, 3W squared. We're going to solve here, of course. Please avoid the temptation to use a calculator for single-digit multiplication and division. And the opposite of squaring is square rooting. We just found the width, which means 3 times 4. Well, what do we know about perimeter? We know perimeter is length plus width, plus length plus width. Circle, I don't know that. Circle, but I know this now. 12 plus circle, 4 plus 12 plus 4. Finish this up. 16 plus 16. 12 carry the 1. Okay, now if you wrote 32 on a test, there's something. Not that. The answer for the perimeter is 32 cm. If there are units in your problem, there must be units in your answer. Ready? This page. You're going to try it on your own, following that same process, reading with 3 body parts 3 times. Okay, ready? And pause. All right, get out your red pens. Now, your work doesn't need to look exactly like mine, but you should have similar components. You should have your own work. You should not be copying mine down. So take a little pen, and every single time you have something similar, like you wrote out the equation. Yes, I wrote out the equation. Put a little check by it. If you did circle plug chug correctly, you got the W correct, which is 15, the length correct, which is 30. Put a little check mark by every piece of information you have as well. And if you got lost somewhere, write a correction. And for this, even if you got the answer correct, I'd like you to write a note. What do you want to remember? Okay. And if you did get it correct, tell me one thing. What are you proud of that you did correctly? What are you proud of that you did correct? Ready? Okay. Let's do another problem together, a little bit more involved. After this, you're going to get a shot at some extra credit. Follow along. Step 1, finger on paper right there. You out loud, finger on paper. You out loud, read. Don't worry about that. Okay, that's number 1. 2, go back. Seems like a lot involved. Go back very carefully, and all you're doing is underlining keywords and pay attention to numbers. They wanted to fashion a rectangular yard. The width is 3 feet shorter than the length. 3 feet shorter than the length. The grammar there is a little awkward. 3 feet shorter than the length. So the width is the length minus 3, not 3 minus the length, because the width is shorter than the length. Perimeter is 54 feet. It takes 2 60-pound bags per square yard of patio. Each bag costs $3.50. The ultimate goal is cost. It's all about the money. Okay. Now, all we're going to do is draw, label, list, cross out. Draw, label, list, cross out. We're not actually solving. You're not thinking of money right now. You're just looking in the fridge and saying, what food is in the fridge before you start cooking? So right here, we have length and width. The width is the length minus 3 feet, because the width is shorter. Took care of this, took care of this, took care of that. The perimeter is 54 feet. It takes 2 concrete bags, 2 for each yard squared. Ooh, careful, careful. There's a discrepancy in units here. This is in feet. That is yards squared. We'll be going over that in just a moment, but we need 2 bags for every yard squared of patio. And each bag costs $3.50. Okay. Seems like a lot of information. Now, just think of this logically. Just think real life. If you're pouring like this with your hands, cement, pouring cement, cement is not a perimeter concept. It's an area concept. So right off the bat, you know you need the area. Problem is, you're not given neither the length nor the width. Okay, so we start with what you have, not with what you need. We need the area. We don't have the area. You start with what you have. We have the perimeter. Let's just remember our perimeter is 54 feet. What do we know about the perimeter? The width is the length minus 3 feet. We know perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width. Ready? Circle, plug, chug. So when you're done with the circling part, every aspect of the equation should be circled, and then you plug in a 1-to-1 ratio in. That way you don't drop information. We're down to 1 variable now. Select like terms. It should be 3 here. So I have 4 lengths minus 6 equals 54. Notice I'm not using a calculator for basic single-digit computations. Congratulations, you just found the length of this patio is 15 feet. Therefore, the width is minus 3, so the width is going to be 15 minus 3. So our width is 12 feet. So we just found the length and the width of the patio. Which means we can now do the area, because that's a cement concept. 15 times 12 Do it the old-fashioned way here. That's 10, carry the 1. That's 3, 5, and that's 1. We have 180 feet. Now, you're not done. Remember, what we're trying to do ultimately is get money. So I just found the area in feet squared. But really careful. Our concrete is in yards squared. Now, you probably learned a long time ago that 1 yard is 3 feet. Because 1 yard is 3 feet only in the first dimension, which is length. Area is a 2-dimensional concept. So when I square a yard, it is going to be 3 feet by 3 feet. Just if you trace and do this right here, in the second dimension, it's going to be 9 feet squared. So the conversion rate of square feet to square yards, it's not 1 to 3, it's 1 to 9. So to get this into square yards, I need to divide by 9. 9 goes into 18 twice and a 0. So the area of my patio in yards squared is 20 yards squared. That's the amount that I have in my head when I go to Home Depot to figure out the cost. So I just figured out, or we did together, that my area that I need is 20 yards squared. Now here, for every 1 yard squared, I need 2 bags. So 1 yard squared, I need 2 bags. Another yard squared, I need 2 bags. 1 yard squared, I need 2 bags. So you can see here, for 20 yards squared, I need 2 bags for each, which means I need 40 bags. So now I know I need probably at least 3 of those ankle-biting orange carts at Home Depot to be able to pick up 40 bags of concrete. But wait, there's more. You're like, I have to do the cost. And I'm such a brilliant young person. I'm going to do it by hand without a calculator because you're so smart like that. So we are going to do a lattice. Follow with me. We have a 2 by 3. Make kind of like a little rectangle here. Takes a little bit longer to set up. I want to see this. Now you just connect the corners, diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. Not perfect. Diagonal. It's $3.50 times 40. We'll bring this nice and close for you. Ready? 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 3 is 12. 0 times 0, 0, 0. So 0 there, 0 all along, 0, 4, 1. And there's no other decimal, so we're just going to go straight down. We get $140. Nice job. Now, this last you try. This page, this problem, and then there's extra workspace. You are going to do this completely on your own. I am not going to give you the answer, but you're going to go through the process. I want to see filtering, underlining, drawing, labeling, listing, downloading the information on the diagram. I want to see lots of computations. I don't want to see a single calculator work. I need to see all computations by hand. Box your final answer. And this is up to 5 points extra credit. So if all you do is correctly download and label the diagram, you'll probably get 1 point. If you get halfway correct, 2 points. And for every step you get correct will be a point, up to the final problem, up to 5 points extra credit. This you must fill out from memory. So try to go through that and fill it out from memory. Test yourself. And summarize 3 key things that you want to remember from today's lesson.